Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling.
On the road again. Hey Pooch. So we are off for this week's episode. Wait, just straighten the camera. Is that better? We're off for this week's episode. We are going exploring. No weddings for a couple of weeks. We've got some festival-y things coming up, and I've got some preparations to make to the van. But I didn't want to stay around and hang around Ipswich and where the weddings were. Seems like a bit of a waste of fuel, but I want to do it anyway, so I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna head to Cornwall. Yay! Just as I've been being led there by the universe. Has been giving me hints towards Cornwall now for a long time. It seems every time I talk to anybody about, they post up, oh, where are you? Oh, Cornwall or Devon. Oh, okay, and they say, oh, there's this museum you've got to check out, and where is it? Cornwall. So I've ended up with like a dozen dots and places of interest in that part of the country, and I've only ever been there once in my life, and I think I was 11 years old at the time. So I've never really been, if that makes sense, apart from like a little family holiday. So, with Duke in tow, we're going to go spend just a week or so down in Cornwall before we start to meander our way through various events back north. But I'm excited. So we're going to hit the roads and we're going to see what happens. And see what the fates have in store for us. I guess for you guys though, I'll see you there.
Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down.
So Duke and I, taking our sweet, sweet time, made our way down to Cornwall. Stopped off a couple of times on like a beach before we made it all the way there. And I tell you what, he does seem to love the beach above all other things. He loves digging in it, messing around in the sand. Absolute favourite time. I promise, by the way, this vlog is not all about Duke. There are other things coming. It's just, with our travels around, I just seem to be getting less time talking to the camera and more time just kind of enjoying where we are. It's been really, really quite peaceful. This is beautiful. So El Doggo is excited by the sheep. I tell you what, I want to go see down there. There's no time for that though. Because we are up here for a reason, and it's a nerd night. So I play regularly D&D with my friends, and I've managed to find somewhere that's out of the way, beautiful, and has absurdly good internet signal. So I think tomorrow morning we'll have to explore down and see more about what this place is. I mean, it's night one in Cornwall. It's night one in Cornwall, and I am staggered.
So welcome, I guess, to Cornwall. I tell you what, coming down here and getting amongst these rocks and just running around with Duke has been an absolute joy. Yeah, so we're down near Plymouth at the moment, somewhere, not entirely sure exactly where. I'll try and put like a location card up for you. And we're going to kick this vlog off with a bit of a van clean. And then hopefully I'm going to find somewhere nice and not windy to park up, because we are looking to paint the van. The van itself, it needs some love. It's got, I never wanted it to just be like big, boring and white. I always kind of was hoping for more colour, more personality. So yeah, we're going to start with the outer coat of black, hopefully today, and we'll see how we get on. Found a lovely park up last night. Took the dog for a quick wander. Found some bits that we wanted to see more. He bothered some sheep. And yeah, and then woke up this morning, had a lovely coffee on the roof, met the neighbours, a lovely couple, and yeah, decided to start getting on with what we're getting on with. But I tell you what, I could just spend weeks here. So far, Cornwall was leaving a very good impression. And it has taught me though, I need better shoes than Crocs when it comes to climbing mountains. All right, so it's not a mountain, but you know, still scrambling up hills and things like that. Crocs are not the one. Crocs are not the one. Come on, Jake. So, shoe problems aside, we did find a park up, and passing by, I'd heard about this place called the Highwayman's Inn that's apparently very odd, and oh boy, was it odd. There were so many like cool little trinkets, little house outside. When sort of like we moved on the inside, there were things hanging up. There were, I think they used a full set of bellows for a table, and it was just absolutely magical to be in. We did stop in for a pint and have a drink, you know, because of course we're staying in their car park. And places like this, it's always good to try and support when you do pop in. I didn't get a chance to eat there though, but we did have a little bit of a tour around. They welcomed dogs and everyone was super friendly. So we just sort of like literally while sort of like waiting and chatting and waiting in queue, I just went off for a bit of a wander around. They had some amazing, like some of the most random like witch corners and pharaohs and like diving corners. This whole room was kind of nautical themed. It was absolutely beautiful. We stopped here for a couple of days, in fact, and managed to get some filming done up on the local rocks and things. It was quite cool. I had a good time. I'm definitely going back. I would recommend the Highwayman Inn. All right. So I thought I was going to get to paint the van today, but not so, because I tell you what, we made it to Dartmoor. Sorry, I'm knackered. I'm trying to watch. I'm walking with bare feet because I was wearing my Crocs and my socks started to slip and it got all horrible, so I just, screw it, went barefoot. And actually it's quite nice. I do quite enjoy it. There may be something in this, like barefoot hiking. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Must be. Hippies are everywhere. So we're trying to climb this Austin Great Hill with a stunning view. I'm not going to kind of spoil it for you too much yet. Just as an evening walk with the dog. Nothing more or less. Get the dog out, stretch his paws. Let's see how we get on. I'm the steep bit.
clouds are traveling all the way from north to south. It's been a long time coming. Take it to the streets. Hit control, delete. Take it to the streets. Hit control, delete.
Oh, good day. So, we have been touring Cornwall now for about a week, and I am continually, moving out the wind, I am continually blown away by the view, by the surroundings. You know, it's a great place. There are no public bins anywhere. I can't find anywhere to put my rubbish. But besides that one hiccup, it's been absolutely amazing. Today we have come to, it's a lovely park up, nowhere special. I was aiming for somewhere quite specific with this park up. It needs to be kind of off the road and not like too public. It is a little bit public, but do you know what I mean? It will do for what we need to do, because what we need to do today is paint the van. So here's the deal. When I got the van, I didn't want it to be an all white big box thing. I wanted it to be like kind of black and blue and a little bit TARDIS-y, but not too TARDIS-y. We're kind of waning on the idea of it blue now, but I'm doing the black bit. So what the plan is, everywhere south of this silver line is all going to be black. We're then going to go up these corner bits and paint them in black. Thank you. So following the silver line, we're going to be black on down there, and then up the bonnet and up the, what I'm thinking of as the slap head, thanks to Project Amber. I can't think of it as anything else. I don't know what the word is. So up the slap head is going to be black. And so that is going to be like a nice little two-tone black and white thing, if it all goes well. Now, I've had this paint to do for literally months and months, but I haven't done it because it's a big job and I'm slightly scared of it. But the whole point of doing the weekly YouTube thing was to push me to do things. So I'm going to do it. First step, masking tape. I need to masking tape up the entire van. Let's have a look. All right, that went fairly well. Taped up all around where it is we want to paint. And so far, so good. I've probably missed something. You know, this is not a tutorial. Please do not follow these instructions. But with that in mind, if you do exactly what I do, you'll get results exactly like mine. I'm joking with you. Sorry. That's a bad joke, what we're talking about. So what we went with, based on recommendations from other YouTubers, a company called Trade Paints. They deal with the military grade vehicle paints. Now the idea of this is that not really, you probably should use primers, but I'm not going to. And you probably should give it more coats than I'm going to. But never mind. The whole point is that you can kind of paint it all on, sort of rough ready, and if it needs a touch up, you just give it a little touch up. Do you know what I mean? You just whack out the brush again and hit it again. So I've got one thing. I'm not sure if I need more, but we guess I'm going to find out. I do have some different paint, so I'm going to do the lower bits all the same, and then the upper bits that no one's going to get a close look at I might do with a different style of paint. We shall see. But either way, is the bit I'm nervous about. It's time to brush out the paintbrushes and actually start putting paint to van. Oh, and with paint-covered hands and the best doggo, we are about done. Hey? So, today, we learnt several things. First of all, don't do it like this. So here's what the van looks like at the moment. I've still got all the tape around it and all the untidiness. It went rather well, all things considered, but there are like lots of little points that you can see that like either need touching up again or have gone a bit squiffy. You can see some brush strokes in the dried paintwork, particularly if you look at the bonnet and the slap head. I think it looks quite good, but if you look up close, you can see like roller marks and stuff. Now, I did some Googling, and that turns out it's because it was like 26 degrees outside when I chose to do it. That was a mistake. Don't do it in 26 degree heat. Do it when it's much cooler. So if you are going to paint your van or any vehicle, first of all, if you're a perfectionist and you want it to look perfect, get a professional to do it. They can be spray painted and things like that. And like there's people that can come along and just do it easy street. But if you are going to do it yourself, accept the fact that it won't look perfect. I kind of want it to not look perfect, if that makes sense. My whole interior van is kind of done by my hand, which is why I kind of wanted to paint it as well, because it's all just been done by me. Do you know what I mean? It's rubbish and it's not perfect, but it is mine. And now I've learned more about painting vans, such as if you're going to do inside the doors, decide that ahead of time and mark it off, because I kind of got to there and went, oh, there's the mark. How do I... So I need to now tape and kind of neaten that up a little bit. Quite a lot, actually. Also, if you are going to tape stuff up, I learnt tape up the bumpers, because it's really hard not to hit them with the paintbrush. Also, turns out that paint splashes when you're doing that. So I've got some on my windscreen. Speaking of windscreens, do not lean on your windscreen. Do not lean on your windscreen when you are doing the slap head. Get a ladder. Oh, it's been a day of learning things, ladies and gentlemen, and I am here to pass the knowledge on to you. What an absolute shit show today has been. Not only that, but for some reason, I think it's because there might be some water there or something, but when I've been around the back of the van, these bugs have been biting the absolute shittery out of me, and I'm covered now in like bites and things like that. So I went a little bug murdering rampage, and I was like, get off. Yeah. So it's been fun. It's been fun. Duke's been doing great. Inside the van is cool as ever, even in direct sunlight. And this was a good test because it was direct sunlight today. I couldn't do anything about it because I'm just going to take the ladder down. I couldn't do anything about moving the van because I'd already started painting. So I was like, ooh. And I was in shade from these trees, but then the sun moved. And I was like, fuck, it's too late. Well, I'm going to have to go with it. So I left him in there and I put the fan on and like kept checking in on him. And it was lovely and cool in there, even in direct sunlight with the fans on 25, 26 degree heat. It was absolutely fine. Yeah, and he's all right. So yeah, it was a little test. It went rather well. Now I'm rather knackered. Duke is not rather knackered. Duke is actually raring to go. So we are going to, I think, probably slap a lead on him. And if you look, this is where we've parked. Quite a beautiful spot. And up there's a footpath that goes somewhere. And I don't know where. So we're going to go find out. I'm going to slap a lead on him and go for a walk, and then I'm going to go to bed, I think. Yeah. Oh, before I go, other news. The website is coming along fantastically. In fact, it's nearly finished. There is a lot to do. There is a lot of work to do when you're designing a website. But now I am a solo photographer, and it's my only source of income. It's scary as hell. So this is going to be a plug for my professional services. If you're after a photographer, or you want to, like, I'm doing packages for gifts for family members, child photo shoots, couples, things like that, hit me up. Because I'm going to be traveling all over the country, and I'm going to be working out some kind of discount code for people who quote from my YouTube and things like this. There's going to be all sorts of interesting things I'm going to be working into it. So, yeah, let me know. suttondigital.co.uk is my website. It's my little business. Yeah. And hopefully by the time this goes up, I know it won't be done by the time this goes up. You can click through it, but there'll be blank pages and stuff that doesn't make sense. It's the way of the world. Enough rambling, Alec. Chick, do you want to go for a walk? Yeah? Come on in. Another lesson I just learned is that apparently masking tape leaves behind a residue, especially if it's applied to a hot vehicle. Really, guys, do not do this in the hot, because taking the masking tape off of the cool side of the van was easy, just peeled right off. As soon as I get round into the sun, where it's been hot, the glue has bonded extra hard, and it's being an absolute royal wanker the entire way. So, top tip, apparently if it's hot when you put it on, it needs to be hot when you take it off. So I guess I'm driving around a ugly van for the next couple of days, or at least tomorrow. I think if it's going to be sunny tomorrow, I'll just park that side in the sun again, wait for it to get good and hot, and then I'll take the tape off. God damn it. Lessons. So there we have it. I am all done. Now, it is not perfect, and in theory I'm not technically all done, because there are some bits I need to touch up and some bits I need to whap out the remover and go over the and get rid of the bits that I missed and overran and things like that. I'm not a painter. I'm not good at this. But largely we are done, and specifically we are done with this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Quick announcement, next week there will be no video. Couple of reasons. First of all, I'm going to a festival, so I'm going to be busy. Secondly, it's my birthday. So I am turning 33, and, you know, I want some time to relax and stuff, having to edit and worry about schedules and things like that. So next week, no video, but we'll be picking up, as usual, the following week with the catch-up footage and all of that jazz. If you have watched all the way to the end, you are my absolute favourite. Thank you so much. Yeah, but that's going to be it for me. I will see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Have a great day.